have you heard of tax? Yeah, it's also a depressing amount, to be honest. Uh, Property taxes are composed of two subdivisions. There's education and municipal. I don't know if you followed the news. The current government is slowly trying to get rid of the education portion of it. But I've been around long enough that I'm like, sure, you're gonna take this away, but where else is it gonna come in, right? Like where how are you gonna charge? Because somehow you have to fund education. That's just it. Like it's it's great, but at the same time it like they're gonna come up with the money somehow, right? So I don't know about that, but we still have these two portions, okay? Property taxes are calculated based on, if you have a highlighter, it's always based on 45% of the entire property, building and the lot. So they don't tax you on the whole property value, only on 45% of the value of the home, which is nice. Not on the whole, just on 45% of your. Well, no, that's what they're gonna tax you on. Okay, that's not, yeah, that's not how much taxes you pay. No. The value that remains is referred to as the portioned assessment. Yeah, but let's say your property is worth 100,000. Just giving you an example, they would only tax you on the 45 grand, right? It's still a lot. Yeah, we're gonna calculate that um, as it is. So portioned assessment is the value of property times 0.45. That's really what it comes down to. If they give you the portioned assessment, you do not multiply by 0.45 again. Okay, it's very important. Then there's something called the mill rate. The mill rate is gonna be how they charge you. So it basically means how many dollars per $1,000 of portioned assessed value, right? So the mill rate, you're gonna hear that a lot. Who comes up with the mill rate? The municipality. They figure out how much they need to charge to cover the budget, right? Education taxes. Sometimes there are two education taxes. There might be education one, education two. It depends on where you live. Education taxes support the various school divisions, right? Obviously, education taxes are also calculated using the portion that says value, and there's a mill rate. Watch this. The mill rate for education taxes is not the same as municipal taxes. They will be different. And the reasoning behind it is that the school board sits down and says, how much do we need to run the schools? So they come up with a mill rate, and the municipality, they take care of the roads and all of that. They come up with their own mill rate because they have a different budget, right? So don't copy this onto your study sheets just yet. I'm going to show you the one that you would really want to have, right? So for education taxes, you take the mill rate, you divide it by 1,000, and you multiply it by the portioned assessment. Where did the portioned assessment show up? That's way up there. I'm just going to highlight this with that, right? So once we figure out the 45% of the value, that is what we get taxed on. Okay, so I'm going to highlight the portion assessment or the portion assessed value like that. Okay, municipal taxes support municipalities, right? And it could be general municipal tax as well as local improvements. And they look exactly the same. The way we calculate is done exactly the same way, but do not mix them up. Okay. Then local improvements. Are you kidding me? Even more taxes, Mr. Dixon? Yeah. You know when they redo the sidewalks or the sewer lines? Like, yeah, no, some areas don't, right? Uh, or they repave, right? That actually gets charged on top of everything. Okay, so the improvements are based on. So this is based on what we call the frontage. It's literally based on how wide your property is. The wider the front of your property, the more you're going to pay when they make improvements. Okay? So if you have a nice narrow lot, you're not going to pay as much as someone that has a wide lot, right? For the purpose of this course, the frontage is taken to be the width of the front of your property. Each local improvement tax is calculated as follows. There's your frontage again, frontage times the cost, right? And that will usually be from a table, the cost of improvement. Can you grab your pink charts and go to the back? It says local improvement cost. And there's various, this is actually straight from the city of Winnipeg. I got this one straight from the city of Winnipeg. So they tell you, right, if you resurface roadways, right, when they redo the asphalt on some roads, that means that everybody living in that municipality or that area will pay 26, 22 per foot per year. So that you're basically paying a loan. You know, whatever it costs them to make it, they kind of say it's actually this much, but you're going to pay it over a couple of years. Sometimes they will fill the cracks, right, with tar. You guys know a lot about life already, so I don't know. I don't need to teach you anything. Yeah, it's basically how it goes. You figured out life. Uh, I'm the half glass full kind of guy. I try to see the good in it. It creates jobs. Anyways, concrete sidewalks, concrete street paving, right? That would be the most expensive. Look at out of all of these, when they make a concrete street, right? It's a lot more. And this probably goes up every year. Like I should probably update this chart. But anyway, so it's all the charges are there. There's lane lighting, lane oiling. Do you know what lane oiling is? I have no idea. But I think I figured it out. I think I figured out what lane oiling is. I live close to a street. I don't know. It's not really asphalt, and it's not. It's almost like little rocks that are like they spray some tar over it every once in a while, and it just makes it sticky, and then the rocks kind of appear to be. It's almost like asphalt, but it's not. So there's a few roads like that, and every once in a while they just come with a truck, and it has a tank, and it just drives over it and just spreads a whole bunch of tar over it, and then those little rocks they go on my car. It's a big mess, but I think that's what that is. There you go. There you go. Water mains. That one you probably know, right? The water main. A lot of times that breaks, right? Especially when it's a very cold winter. A lot of water mains need to be replaced, right? Or wastewater sewers. That is a very common cost. But anyway, so there's just look for these ones. Like look at the question and just come and pick the right number. Quite often I will just tell you what it is. You don't have to come and get the number from here if I tell you what it is. There we go. Okay, can you go to page 23 with me? I do want to do a question before we leave at least. Okay, this is literally what your uh, property tax taxes are calculated. Let me see if I can show you an example of mine. I thought I had a picture of mine here. Property taxes. Is this it? 1 second. Nope. Oh, there. My property taxes. There we go. This is the one. So here you go. You get this every June. Oh, well, you get it before, but it's due in June. So I don't know if you can tell, right? They have the municipal and the education, right? The school taxes and the municipal. Do you see the mill rate somewhere? It's actually this one right here. They already divided it by 1,000. That's why it's such a small number. It's like 0.0134. So this is the mill rate, and this is, it's a bit small, I know. Hold on. Can you see this part here? This is already an older one, right? So my property was assessed at 365, and they take 45% of that portion. So the portion value is 164, right? Then they right here for school division, they take the 164 and they multiply by that mill rate. Okay, so let me zoom out again. So on the video, it's not going to be on the video, whoever's watching this later. And so they come up with that. And what's that negative 700 there? It says Manitoba Education Property Tax Credit. So sometimes they give you a credit. I believe this is the one that I'm talking about. They're slowly trying to phase out the education part of it. Okay. And then the municipal is right here, right? So they do the same thing. Boom. And watch this. Do you see that? Street renewal. I don't know which street it is, but I'm paying for it. So there's a frontage. They don't show you the calculations, how they do it. But I paid an extra $300 that year to pay that. Okay. So my total property taxes, watch here, it's actually $3,939 a year. They have credits here. These credits are, it would be the credit up here, this $700, as well as, do you see this part here? Let me zoom into that. Credits, look at this line right here, credits 1324. That's because, watch this, can you read this? Because if you buy a home, you should know this. Right here where my mouse is hovering over, I'm enrolled in what they call the TIP program. I would strongly suggest you do that. I did that right away, because if you just want to wait until June to pay off 4,639, you're gonna have a heart attack, right? So I sign up for the TIP program, and so they basically split that in 12 equal payments. Every month it comes off my account. So it's actually now it's now 378 for me a month. But it's still a lot. I could buy a car with that.
Yeah, what's your job? You probably don't even make that much a paycheck.
I could probably buy a decent car with that, or save up to go to Mexico or something with that. But anyways, what's that? You pay a little bit of interest with TIP. Yeah, that's true. So because they're financing it, right? Yeah. Council has approved a $1 monthly tip and administration fee, right? So I guess it's not a whole lot. It's kind of like MPI. It's not a whole lot, but you know. I think if you don't pay your property taxes for 2 years in a row, they can seize your property. Anyways, I feel sorry for you guys. Yeah, I do. But I don't think it's impossible. I think you can, if you just need to know this now. Save money now, right? Don't save until like, oh, I'm gonna buy all these things, this stuff, and then I'm gonna save later. No, you gotta save now. You gotta start saving now. If possible, if you want to get a job, great. But if you get some kind of degree or education or certificate or something to fall back on, right? Sure. I'd say a bit more than that, but anyways, so it's not all bleak. I can see that the housing market might slow down, go down, right? Like you never know, right? Yeah. So the prices went, phew, and now the interest rates went up. So the housing market, it's already cooling off and it's dropping a little bit, but it's probably not going to be what it was before COVID ever again, right? But it's going to come down a bit. So watch this. You can potentially have three different mill rates: municipal, provincial, school division. It doesn't matter. You take your portion assessment, and what is this again? This is 45% of what your house is worth, right? So they take that times the municipal rate divided by 1,000. Take that times the mill rate divided by 1,000, right? And so on the right side, you should start getting subtotals. And then if there's any improvement, you would add that. And can you highlight this? Minus credits as stated. Okay. A lot of students add the credits for some reason, right? You don't want to do that. So then you find out your total taxes that you will incur. Okay. Let's do an example. This is the one I would, I don't know how detailed you want to do it. I don't know if you just want to have this one line and just go dot, 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 but you have this plus this plus this plus this minus this, right? This is important to have. Maybe just do this portion like that L shape like this. Because once you know how to calculate the taxes, which is the same step over and over, right? You should be able to just know that you add them up and subtract the credits and get the total. So yeah, have something. This is study sheet material, right? Study sheet. But you know what? I'm quite often I will guide you through it. I'll say, hey, find the municipal tax. Find this tax, right? Find the improvement cost. And if there's a discount, what would you have to pay at the end of the year, right? And then you just kind of just follow my cues on that. Okay? Okay, so let's run through this one. So we're dealing with an example where you get the portion assessed value already. What does that mean? Is the house worth 138,000? That's 45% of the total. So this is not the house, but this is what we want. So bingo, right? We're happy. Your municipal mill rate, just highlight that mill rate. Highlight this education mill rate. And they're talking about frontage. You should immediately know, oh no, there's going to be some improvements. Otherwise, I won't give you frontage, right? The families charged a local improvement tax for road oiling, there it is, and lane lighting. Okay. The family gets a tax credit of $750. There's a lot of stuff going on here. I get it. But let's break it down. Okay. What does it ask first? What are the education taxes? And it's always a yearly amount. Okay, education taxes. So ed tax, we're just going to take that mill rate. Where's the education? Let's go get it. It's this one. Okay, so it's the 15.462 divided by 1,000. Oh, I did it differently in your, I know I did it the other way, but it doesn't really matter. Right? So you take the mill rate over 1,000 times that. If you don't divide it by 1,000, you're going to get a ridiculously high number, which should indicate to you that something went wrong, right? So this divided by 1,000 times that gives you 2,137.62 cents. Yikes, right? Municipal taxes. 11.415 per thousand, right? I'm getting it right from up here. Those are my municipal taxes. That's the mill rate, I should say. And we use the same portion assessed value. You run that through 1578.12. You know what a reality is maybe for you? It's already like that in Vancouver and prices and provinces where the prices are just crazy. People group up, right? There's like 3 living in a home. Like maybe you get the basement and somebody else gets the top floor. And they're actually built in such a way that you have access through the, like you have actually a door going straight to the basement. You don't even need to go through the main floor, right? Toronto, there's like that's happening in Toronto and Vancouver a lot. Yeah, I was there once, and like a lot of houses they had a door going straight to the basement. So maybe that's a way to do it. But the thing is, you really got to know the person you're buying with, right? Because yeah. So maybe what I should say is probably a better idea. You buy it, but then you rent out. Don't have somebody else on the title because that's ugly. Right. Right. Yeah. House hacking? Okay.
Well, yeah, but like you're still renting the property to somebody.
Yeah.
But the roommate pays you.
Anyways. Anyways. It feels like I'm at home right now, and my 2 boys are discussing. Calculate the total property tax because that's what happens all the time. What are they don't do that. They discuss other things, but like who got a higher score on the game or something like that. Okay, the, watch. Oh, let's come back to this. We want the total property tax. Whoa, we know this. We know this. What do we know? What do we need before we come up with the local? We need to address the improvements. Can we do that here? So I'm gonna kind of just cut that here, and I'm gonna do local improvements here. Just improvements. So road oiling, I'm just gonna call it RO, right? We have a 60-foot property, and we're gonna multiply it by something. And then there's lane oiling, 60 times something, and we're gonna go get those with our chart. Why is there 60? Because that's the frontage of the property. So let's go get that lane oiling. Oh, it's road oiling. Watch out.
There's two. There's lane oil.
Yes, road oiling is $8.
What's the difference? The title, dude. Come on, man. Well, it's not. It's like branding. Why
And
are they just taxing us on two things that are the exact same?
lane lighting,
No,
180.
no, one is lane, one is road.
Okay,
Road is like highway, and lane would be city.
or like a back lane maybe. I don't know.
Back lanes in the city are horrible.
Who oils a back lane?
Dude, who doesn't? Not the city.
Like, why would you oil gravel?
Six times eight. We are at what, 480? 480 for that. 60 times 180. That's 108. Let's get that. Let's add it up. So that's 588 for local improvement. Okay. Total. So that's 2137.62 plus 1578, 12 plus 588, right, for the improvement. So taxes, one is municipal, one is education, improvements, and then we're going to take away the tax credit. Okay, take away the credit, and we are now at 3,553 and 74 cents. Annual amount. You need to make sure you don't think that this is monthly or anything like that. It's and it's an ongoing. It's ongoing. Okay. Can we go back and just put that at the top of property taxes? Go to property taxes and put ongoing. I will ask you for one time or ongoing, and property taxes definitely fits the ongoing category. Hold on. We're gonna pack, but I'm gonna just give those of you that want to practice, I'm just gonna give you the final answer for D so that you know that you're on the right track. If you want to write this down and practice that question, you need to watch out because they do not give you the portion assessed value. You need to figure that out.